What up, fam? This is A2D Wednesday night. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Sixers rolling. Let's go.
Oh my God! I'm embarrassed! He's flying!
Welcome in. It's almost time.
Welcome in, everybody. This is A2D Wednesday nights, only on A2D Radio. Every Wednesday, we are brought to you by our good friends over at FanUp. FanUp is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports. Daily NBA contests. They'll have daily NFL contests when the NFL gets back rocking and rolling. Obviously, you'll have daily MLB contests. You can challenge friends. It's so interactive, and you can win great prizes. Sign up today. Use our promo code A2D, and you get $50 right at sign up, and you can download FanUp on the Apple Store. No Chrome tonight. No Noah tonight, it looks like. No Ryan tonight. But we do have Frank Vespi, Greg Milakovic, Ralph Del Vecchio. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, welcome in. Later on the show, we'll go over the Eagles news and notes that's going on right now. Phillies talk. As of 12 o'clock tonight, we are officially 7 days away. We're a week away. I can't wait. I know the boys can't wait, and everybody out there, you shouldn't be able to wait either. It's exciting times. Our main topic is going to be Sixers Bulls postgame. What a time to do that, huh? I mean, it's a flat-out roll job in Chicago right now, and Joel Embiid hasn't needed to play in the second half. So a little load manage there because of what they have coming up, right? They have a back-to-back, big back-to-back coming up. They're traveling out west, so awesome. No worries there. Sixers rolling. But our Sixers postgame and our Sixers talk ties into our poll question. That is brought to you by Bijan's Bread, and they're located in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. They're the home of the best stuffed breads, tomato pie, sandwiches, cutlets, meatballs. You mention HUD Radio, you get 10% off your order. So go in the Bijan's Bread, located right in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Tell them the boys from HUD Radio sent you. Get your 10% off and soak it in because it's so good. Everything's so good. All right, the meatballs voted best of New Jersey. All right, that's not by accident. That's not by accident. Go get a meatball. All right, maybe get a dozen, but you got to try their stuffed breads. Their pans are their stuffed breads. The tomato pie. I ate my tomato pie for a week. It was a week later. I'm still like,
that's how big it was too.
Yeah, and it's how soft. Yeah, so soft. But ties into our poll. Our poll question for tonight: the Sixers have the most pressure in the Eastern Conference to win the NBA Finals. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, that's where we're live everywhere. And I mean, everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow, download, review us. Good, bad, and different. All right. And most importantly, comment in. Let us know. Whatever you got on your chest is always on the table, too. So always remember that. We'll get to everything and everybody. I absolutely agree. I mean, there's other teams with pressure, sure. You know what I mean? Like Giannis has pressure every year to win. You know, Boston has pressure to win. Miami's old. So, I mean, is there even any pressure on them? Cleveland's like new built. So you really don't look at them with like a ton of pressure. Nets fire sale. So they got nothing to lose type deal. So, and if you look at what we have, you look at a guy like Joel Embiid, who's not been doing even an Eastern Conference final. Better yet, an NBA final and winning one. You know, that's important. James Harden's never won an NBA championship. Doc Rivers has won, a long time ago. So when you look at Tobias doesn't have one, he's a max guy. And the pressure to win here, because when's the last time we won? In 1983, guys. I mean, 1983. Right? It was hard to do. It's hard to be the last time. Or 82?
No, I was 2.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I was 2. And I was 1. I was a little puppy. Right? A little puppy when we won. My dad probably thought I was a good luck charm. Boy, was he wrong. Boy, were you wrong, Big T. Way off on that one. But you guys get it. Like, it's been too long. The last time we were in an NBA Finals was 2001, and we were told to trust the process, which we did as fans, which we talked about. All we did was talk about drafts every year and mocks. It became so embarrassing. Like, we were winless for Wiggins. We were winless for whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And we came out with Joel. Joel is the process. He's what we waited for, that generational player. All right. Other things didn't work out here, but he did. He did. And now this is the best overall roster. Sixers final 116-91 over the Bulls. We'll talk about there's really not a lot to talk about with this game specifically. But there's a lot to talk.
Well done.
There's a lot to talk about moving forward with the Sixers, and that's what we're doing. And but when you look at Harden and you look at Embiid, and then you bring a guy like PJ in, whatever, those two guys alone, the pressure mounts big time when you neither one of you is one. So yes, in the Eastern Conference, yes. In the Western Conference, I'm gonna double down. Yes. This is the most pressured team in the NBA to win it, or at least get there. Right? When you look at the landscape, who has more pressure? Joker? Get out of here. Team's not as good. Team's not as good. Who's the other superstar he's playing with? Jamal Murray? Very good.
They've been struggling of late too.
Yeah.
Struggling.
And we're hot. We're clicking at the right time, boys, right? We're going in playing our best basketball, per se. We want to keep it going, but right now we've been hot as a pistol for a long time now. So now you got to pray to God. Harden, you hear Achilles soreness. Nobody loves to hear Achilles, period. Better yet, soreness. So now you got to baby that and hope you can play some good basketball because you got to have him 100%. I mean, James Harden has to be 100% for this to work, too. So, but pressure-wise, there's nobody even close in the NBA to what the Sixers' pressure of just getting over a second round is. Better yet, cutting the nets down. So I fully agree because the pressure is from the fan base, too, right? It's pressure from internally and outside nationally to get over their hump. So I agree. Everybody out there, what do you say? 40 boy, I see you, baby, with a super chat already. Look at you. JoJo is now 13-1 against the Bulls.
Jeez.
Thank God you guys got me tickets Monday. If the game would have went like this, I'll be home by half. Love you, fam. Hey, 40 boy, we're here for you, babe. You know what I mean? We're here for you.
Yes.
Double overtime. Really getting your money's worth. We're really getting your money's worth.
That was awesome.
Derek, what's up? But I agree, guys. What do you guys say? What does everybody out there say? You can say the Suns. Sorry, Ralphie, last thing. I sort of forgot about him, but Suns have a pressure to win. Obviously, when you go all in for Durant, so they're the other argument in the West. But in the East, it's us.
I'm also agree to the poll question as well. Just to the fact that, like, you had, all the rumors with James Harden leaving this summer for the going back to the Rockets, but I don't believe that 100%. I mean, who wants to go back to Houston with those young guys who can win 30 games? And the other thing is just getting, like you said, true, very true, very true, right? Straight money, right? 12 million is 12 million. There's no taxes with it, you're getting your straight money. But I would say, yeah, I agree. Just because of the fact that for these past couple of years or these past years when the Sixers have made to the playoffs, it's been okay. Round one, it was a cakewalk. Round one for these past years. Round two, it's like it's a whole different team. Can't get over that hump. And then you obviously made that trade for James Harden. But we all know midseason trades for big players like that, you technically don't get to the NBA Finals or even get to the championship or even win it at least. So it takes that whole offseason to get that gel and that chemistry together. And I think right now, out of the East, they do have the most pressure to win it because Joel's getting up there in age. Just think about it. If you guys get bounced in the second round again, what happens with Joel, right? Is Joel going to be like, well, what else can I do for this team, right? Because his name been in MVP voting for about 3 years now, right? Hasn't won it yet. Should honestly win it this year. Dude's playing out of his mind. But I'll make it quick. I agree to the poll 100%. They have the most pressure in the Eastern Conference out of all the rest of the teams.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And it's not even close. Right? It's like we're just talking about. We don't even got to get to the poll to the East to win it. Right? We don't even have to go that far. Right? That's like jumping over hurdles. Right? We don't got to jump. We're not even at those hurdles. They got pressure to get out of the goddamn second round, and that's the most pressure in the world. They got more pressure on that than they do on winning it. If they get there, it's kumbaya per se, right?
Yeah.
Right? But their
Kind of like the Phillies.
Yeah, their pressure's deep, babe. Their pressure's deeper than other teams. No, welcome. What do you say?
Good to be here. But no doubt the Sixers definitely have the most pressure to win the NBA Finals. For many of the reasons that Ralph just stated. Yeah, look, you got Embiid, you got Harden. I mean, yes, of course, there's, of course, I get it. Milwaukee and Boston, they're going to be tough to beat, but the clock is ticking. They've had a lot of, they've had many playoff disappointments here, and it's time for the Sixers to come through. It's the pressure is absolutely on them, and time to get it done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll keep the train rolling. I think it's pretty easy. It's absolutely agree. In the East, the only team you could really throw up there is Boston, just because they haven't won anything recently, right? But Tatum and Brown and that team, they're so young that I don't think that they have the pressure of what the Sixers have, right? When Ralph, you hit it on the head, right? After this year, if they don't get out of the second round, what does happen with Joel? Right? Not saying anyone's trying to push him out, but maybe he sees the writing on the wall, like, hey, let me try somewhere else, right? Who knows what's in his head?
Like, what more can I do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Type of
and
thing.
then when you bring in a guy like James Harden, who himself has struggled to win in the playoffs, right? And has struggled to get over the hump, and you pay him that money. You give that type of contract to PJ Tucker because you feel that that's that type of piece that you need to get over the hump, right? All that adds into a whole bunch of pressure inside that locker room. Now they're not playing like it, which is what you want, right? You want a loose team. You want a team that just goes out there and plays basketball. But I think that it's 100% agree that they are under the most pressure. And I think you're right, Tommy. The only other team that you could probably throw in there is Phoenix, because they risked it all on Kevin Durant. They gave up everything, but they're studs for everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they kitchen sinked it. You know what I mean? And they're ready to win. So I mean,
if Durant doesn't slip on the floor again.
Yeah. Frank?
I mean, I also agree to the poll. It's like, what's going to happen in this offseason if the Sixers don't make it over the hump? What's going to happen to James Harden? I'm not buying the smoke that he wants to go back to Houston either, but what is going to happen with James Harden? What is going to happen with Doc Rivers? I know people want to say, oh, we got to get rid of Doc. We don't know if Doc is on the hot seat. We don't know if there's a potential replacement for him down the line. It's a whole bunch of what ifs if the Sixers don't make it out of the second round. And I mean, everybody has also hit those points as well with, other teams like Boston being under pressure, Phoenix. You could throw Denver in the mix here and there. But in the Eastern Conference, I absolutely agree. In the rest of the NBA, I disagree. Great win, by the way.
Tommy's frozen.
Oh, did Tommy freeze up?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was like dead air. I'm like,
I was waiting for it.
And like, what?
and Denver is interesting, Frank. I know Tommy brought it up and you brought it up as well. They're an interesting conundrum because they're really just Joker and Murray.
Oh yeah,
I mean?
100%. And they also put
pieces.
their eggs in their basket with Michael Porter Jr. as well, right?
Yeah,
another young guy for him for them to get rolling, and it just seems like every time he starts getting rolling for them, he gets injured, right? He misses 10 to 12 games.
He's that enigma, right? That's what you knew you were getting at draft night.
Yep.
You were either
the
getting
whole
a
back injury and everything.
or
Exactly.
a guy that's hurt every 10 minutes. So. Yeah, Denver is one of those interesting cases because you obviously can make the case. I mean, you have arguably one of the top 5 players in the world, right? So he should be under pressure to win a chip. But I don't know if they're there as a team to where they're feeling a whole lot of pressure.
No, yeah, it's they're not win. They're win now, but they're not win now. If that makes sense. They're still in like a little bit of like house money with stuff, right? So I don't know, Philly Sports Bake. You're saying, I mean, did he have Achilles soreness that night, or did he have Achilles soreness after going 46 minutes? Either way, that ain't Doc's fault. So I mean, if he had Achilles soreness after going 46 minutes, who that's on the player, man. It ain't on that ain't on Doc. I don't know why we just automatically go to Doc with stuff. Like if a guy has it and relate to the coach, I'm sure they're not playing him 46 minutes or even playing him. Right?
With the Achilles, I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's only playing if he's cleared. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So listen, these are little bumps in the road. These aren't serious. JV says Joel has a mild calf strain. All right. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
at least it's not happening during the playoffs. I'll say.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. Frank, get these guys right now. Right
get it now, right?
But no, this is another. This is a good response win tonight. After a double OT loss to them, and that's what you want. You want to see those types of responses. Chicago's fighting for their lives, right? In a way,
they're fighting for a play-in spot, playoff spot as well.
Yeah. And I don't know if this happened tonight or whatever, but obviously the Sixers have officially clinched the playoff berth.
They clinched, I believe, last night after the Nets loss. So
yeah, and Tommy, I know we were talking about this on a agree to disagree a couple of weeks ago about trying to get that 2 seed to kind of stay away from
right
Boston.
There. It's right there.
We're a half game away from the 2 seed, but the 2 seed is Boston.
Yeah,
Milwaukee has overtaken the number 1 seed.
That one's not done yet either. I mean,
no, it's not. I mean, we're only 3 games back of that.
In reality, we're not. I mean, we're 9-1 in our last 10. Boston's, playing 500. They're 5-5, and Milwaukee's 7-3. So I don't expect it to be 9-1 clips all the time. But if we can continue to play good basketball, that's not over yet. You still have a chance. I mean, you don't have much basketball left. We had 10 games left.
We have 10 games left.
Yeah.
I mean, the next stretch of games. I mean, you're going against Golden State, Phoenix, and Denver all on the road. The next 3 games. 3 games in 4 days, basically. But against the Suns and Nuggets, both really good teams right now. And Golden State, I just don't know where they're at right now in terms of.
Well, they just beat Dallas tonight.
They did beat Dallas. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're sort of playing for their lives too. I don't know where they're at, but
they are currently 6th. They
Dallas?
are slightly.
Or
Dallas
State.
is 9th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Golden State 6.
Yeah, Golden State 6, OKC 7, Minnesota 8, Dallas 9, and Utah at 10.
Yeah, in fact, Utah's even 10.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, listen, we talked about this stretch after the All-Star break. This is a stretch we had, period. And you see the level of basketball we played at. So, I mean, I know it's a wait and see. I get it. I understand it. I'm part of this process too here, right? But at the end of the day, man, I tip caps when teams are playing great basketball. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, you just got to keep waiting and seeing. No, that becomes fraudulent to a point. You know what I mean? We're going to win over 50 games again. But the difference is we've never been this hot. Like, besides the 1 year where no Joel played and it was Ben.
Yeah, it was 17 straight, right?
Yeah, we had that run. We've never played this hot against this type of strength and schedule that we've had. All right. And we got to give credit to that. And then listen, we gotta believe that we're good enough too. Because when all these guys are on the court, this is arguably the best roster we've had. And the deepest one we've had. So we gotta believe this is the year. This is the year. Why isn't this the year? Right? We had a quarterback take us to a Super Bowl that nobody in their right mind. Yeah, nobody believed in. All right, you had a Phillies team that nobody believed in 2.5 months into the season. All right, and almost didn't believe in September for a half a minute.
Yeah.
All right, and then you got this Sixers team. Why not now? Why not now? Doc's got this basketball team playing really good basketball right now. All right, and they're playing to their level of play, and I think they're starting to gel together to another level. Right, like Ralphie said, you don't win championships by deadline deal. That's hard to do, man, in the NBA. So you got to wait and give it an off season, gel it, bring it back together, and here we go. And this is where we're at right now, and we're witnessing it. Because there's no listen, it ain't by accident that when Harden and Joel came back, or Harden and Maxey came back, to the level this team's played at, which I believe is the best the best numbers in the NBA, best win-loss record in the NBA. So, I mean, I'm not going to walk around crowning that, but you should. You should crown that.
But you got to take it in the moment, right? You know what
At least
I mean?
feel good about it.
I look back at I was at the Blazers game a couple Fridays ago, right? And I look back at that game, and throughout 3 quarters, they looked disinterested. They were down 26 at one point. You know what I mean? But what really showed though was Doc's, and I will crush Doc as easy as possible, right?
Same.
But Doc's ability to manipulate that game and that roster showed just kind of how deep you are. Like, we ended that game, we were super small up top, right? We had Harden, Maxey, and Melton, and you had Niang and Joel, and you got big couple minutes from Daniel House, who you haven't seen in 708 days, right? You know what I mean? Like, but the fact that you were able to win a game with that grouping, you know, Tobias on the bench for the fourth quarter, PJ Tucker on the bench for the fourth quarter, right? And you were able to come back and win a game because those younger pieces and those guys that don't always play a lot brought some energy. That's what they're doing. That's what these bench pieces are doing now, is they're coming in and bringing a bout of energy to this starting rotation at times. And it's nice to see, because you need that throughout a long season.
Yeah, Greg, you're spot on. And we were the team that would be the team below in these types of leads.
Yes.
And now we're the team that we might, like you said, sort of just coast your way through the first half, and then bang, bang. Because the difference is everything you said is 100% factual, and then you add on the level of defense they put in playing in the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been lights out defensively. It really has. All right, and they get their shots, and Joel's the best player on the planet. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. You can come at me with Giannis, and I'm going to tell you to stop it for a minute. Stop it. He's a freak. He's not the most skilled, and he sure as hell doesn't have the game Joel has. Let's be real here. Let's call it how it is. Not a Sixers fan, as an NBA guy. As an NBA guy, if you tell me somebody's more skilled at his size than you, I've never seen a player do this at his size. Never.
Especially at the center position, doing what he's doing.
Exactly. You're talking about inside-out presence. He can beat Shaquille O'Neal when he wants to be. He can beat Shaq when he wants to be. He can be Akeem when he wants to be with his footwork. And he can stretch it. I'm not gonna say like
Kobe.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that he can be Kobe with his mid-range game.
It's Timmy. It's Timmy.
It's the best I've ever seen. Nobody's level mid-range game is even this good. Timmy was lights out, but it wasn't this dude. His elbow jumper is night. Night. It's me on the Fisher Price net. I don't miss. You know what I mean? And that's what he's doing. It's fun to watch. I'm enjoying the ride here. All right. We talk about it, and it's not an excuse. The time's now, right? But young guys don't really win in this league, man. Young guys. Giannis was like a different. Giannis did, right? But usually he wasn't young, like how many years he played in the league, but he's still young, right?
Yeah.
But most guys takes a minute. Now, Joel is past that minute. That minute should happen when you're 27, 28. That's when that needs to happen. Didn't happen, right? Now he's 29. But let's remember something. There's only 2 guys on this roster that really get major minutes that have been a part of second-round losses. Like, really been a part of it. And that's Tobias and Joel. Mm-hmm. The rest of the cast hasn't been, like, a significant part of all of it. Shake's been on the roster, I get. He's been on the roster, but it doesn't get, like, meaningful minutes. D'Anthony Melton, not part of it. Tyrese Maxey, really not part of it, right? Really not part of it, just being fair, okay? Played major minutes last year, but, he was a puppy. So now it's time. Like Harden, one time? He's been a part of his own.
Right, he's been a part of his own, yeah.
Well, but not this. PJ Tucker, no. So when you go over what's on the roster, really, there's 2 guys that you look at and say, well, you 2 were the common themes here.
Right.
It's on you 2. And that's why I gave Tobias outside of Joe's my most important guy come playoff time.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Because he's got to be great defensively, which I think he's going to do. And he's got to just, when he has his opportunities, he's got to hit his opportunities, right? And make his shots. So, but I mean, Joel's my favorite player. All right. He's my son. But my binoculars are so zoned in. My sniper is so zoned in and locked in on him. He's got to do it. And there's no reason to think he's not going to unless the elephant in the room pops up.
If he wants to be considered one of the greats of the era or the generation, whatever, he's got to at some point, overcome this almost himself, right? Because we've seen those greats do it almost themselves. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about the Michaels, the Kobes, the LeBrons, you know what I mean? Like, they've done it almost themselves at times. And this is the year where Joel, it's got to be done.
He deserves it, man.
And he does.
Mm-hmm. He deserves to be healthy. Like, if it doesn't go our way, it doesn't go our way. If the shot doesn't fall, the shot doesn't fall. But at the end of the day, he deserves a healthy run at it. He deserves a healthy run. And you say that for any great player. Like, give the guy a healthy run. KZ, you're right, but you're wrong. Right? And how you're wrong is that wasn't his team when he first won, babe. Don't forget who he played with. Now, I'm not telling you Kobe wasn't a big part of it. I'm telling you, he played with the most dominant player I've ever seen in my life, and Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah. So, that's not a shot at Kobe. Kobe's great, but he didn't necessarily carry when he was a puppy. That's harder for guys to do. Doesn't say it's impossible, just harder. But yeah, what outside of injuries concerns you guys?
I'll let you go first, Frank.
With this roster.
Geez.
Whoever wants to go first, doesn't matter. But what concerns you outside of injuries with this roster, coaching staff? What player is your biggest concern? Rattle through some stuff, boys.
Obviously the coach. Doc, what's he going to do? What is this going to be playing in terms of, the roster composition of the playoffs? I think who said it in the comments? Who was it? Somebody asked about how deep the Don, of course, our resident Detroiter. You're welcome for CJ, by the way. He asked if the Sixers are going to go eight deep in the playoffs. Are we going to get a full roster? And if Doc doesn't go full roster, who are we going to play in the playoffs? You have Embiid, you have Harden, Harris, Tucker, Maxey, Melton. Who's going to fill the rest of those spots? I'm not sure. Would you throw in Niang? Would you throw in McDaniels? Who would you throw?
I think they get minutes
to all of them. I think yes to all of them.
Yeah, they've all got minutes in the regular season, meaningful minutes. So, there's no reason for me to think they won't. Still in some type of rotation, right, Frank? In some type of shape or form. I think that they get those minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna okay. Go ahead, Greg.
So, no, I was just gonna kind of piggyback off that because they're rotational minutes, right? So in the playoffs, they're gonna be key couple minutes. They might not get as much, Frank, to your point, just because with the off days, you don't have to necessarily rest Joel and James as much as you might do in a regular season game, right? But I think they're definitely key parts of this rotation.
You're taking the tread off the tires, babe.
He's got to be in the game just for his shooting if he's on, right? Mm-hmm. If he's off, then you're going to find his spot on the bench and someone else is going to be there.
Yeah, listen, man, you run the tread right off of those tires now. When you talk about when you talk about Joel and James, tread off, and you know what I mean. Like you got to, and that's what all great teams do, or to have stars. They run them down and run them through the mud. So
yeah, but my big concern I think is defensively at the guard position, right? With Maxey back in the starting lineup, and or just getting a lot of minutes. Maxey and James are just a very small, undersized front court from a defensive standpoint. Now they both make up for it on the offensive end, right? Maxey with his explosiveness, and James with his ball handling and his assistant and passing the ball. But I think on the defensive end, in a 7-game series, a 5-game series, I think that's going to be a concern. And I don't think you go back to starting Melton because I don't think that's the switch. But he might be one of the first guys in, or you might see Tobias helping out on a wing defender per se, right, and stuff like that. So I like the guard position from the defensive standpoint is kind of my eye right now.
I guess I'll hop in here. I mean, you guys alluded to it, but I think it's the coach. That's the biggest concern in how he's going to utilize the bench. And just down the stretch here, I mean, does the big man hold up? Does Joel hold up? Does he finish this season healthy? Does he stay healthy throughout the pro season? I mean, you guys said it earlier. Yes, I mean, he deserves to be 100% healthy, and let's hope nothing freakish happens like what's happened the last couple of years. I mean, we need Joel obviously to be 100% healthy for us to make a deep run and cut the Nets down in June. But in order for that to happen, we obviously need health, and that goes into coaching as well. And that's on Doc to manage these guys their minutes down the stretch here, throughout the rest of the regular season. And Maxey is going to be huge. I mean, it can't just be a 2-man team of Harden and Embiid. I mean, we're going to have key role players step up, and Tyrese Maxey is a big part of that. Tobias is a big part of that. They're going to have big postseasons for us to have a parade in June here.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to need to be big just to get out of the second round. But yeah, no, I mean, no, Maxey's really important. My biggest concern is going to be is Harden. Not even talking like injury wise, healthy Harden. Are you playing at the same level we've witnessed you play, through this big stretch here, right? Are you going to play at that same level? Are you going to revert back to some things, right? I'm going to venture say he's not going to, and he's going to have a great postseason, right? But if I had to have a concern, it would be that, and it would be perimeter defense as a whole. And if those two things step up come postseason time, there's no reason not to believe in this basketball team. There really isn't. And yeah, you're right, KZ. It's unfair to pin all championship aspirations on Embiid. He needs a second wheel. They all do. Couldn't agree with you more. But he has second wheels here, right? He has 3 different air quotes second type wheels in Harden, Tobias, and Maxey. It's enough scoring wheels to go with you, right? John, you're right. Can the pick and roll continue this well too?
That's been great for you guys. It's been deadly for you guys too. It seems like nobody can stop it yet, and I'm just keep on running it. You can't stop it. I'm just going to keep on running it until you do.
And as they should. I mean, there's no reason for me to think, Johnny, that won't continue to be really, really good and dangerous for us, right? Because that chemistry's now there.
Yeah.
Right. It's getting to the point of building that chemistry and getting to that point where you trust each other on the basketball court that much and where guys are going to be, etc. And the fact that if you're a defense, what do you do? Right? I mean, it's hard. It's hard to defend a pick and roll period.
Just talked about his mid game too.
Yeah, better yet, with a guy who's a big man who can bury threes on you, can pull up on the mid game, dangerous, or he can go, or if you want to switch and get cute, there's
the mismatch.
Yeah, I mean? So
and when you have a guard, and like you've said, Tommy, 100 times on shows, the greatest thing in the NBA is when you have a great guard and you have a great center. And right now, the Sixers have a great guard in Harden, and they have a great guard, and they have a great center in Embiid. And that pick and roll has been deadly because if you roll the dice, and if it's going to be, it's either going to be a little slip from Embiid or a little pick and pop from Embiid and Harden. It's a double-edged sword, right? How are you going to play that straight up? Because if you switch and mismatch, it's a mismatch down low with Embiid on the guard every time. And then Embiid has the range to pull it from 3, and he obviously has the range to hit the midi every single time.
Yeah, he does. And what was the big thing, I got crushed for it last year. But I was saying, like, when you pair up a great guard and a great big man, good things usually happen.
Yeah.
Right. And I got carried away a little bit, but good things, and it's what we do, but good things usually transpire from that.
But
and I hope that's what we're watching.
Maybe you got carried away just because it was early. But you look at it now, I mean, you could easily compare these two. I mean, without the wins, right, and without the championships. But the way they're playing right now, the Shaq and Kobe comparison isn't far off outside of just championships, right? I mean, that's the only thing at that point because they're both still really good. Joel's the best center in the NBA, and James, even in his older age, is still a really good top tier end guard, and that hurts me to say that. But he's playing that way right now, right?
Yeah,
I mean, like,
and Harden is that type of guard.
Yeah, his unselfishness.
You can't go under any screens with Harden. Like he has that range to where you have to go over every single one because if you go under every single one of them, he's just going to let it fly, and he has the range to do that.
To win the NBA title, Sixers are plus 800. People are trying to throw some money around. Greg, the fact of his unselfishness has been amazing, right?
That's the biggest. That was the biggest unknown with James, right?
Well, what did Doc say in the preseason? Remember it?
No.
He said, "Yo, this is a dictatorship here."
Oh,
and what I mean by a dictatorship is this runs through the big man.
Yeah.
This runs through Joel. And credit to James. He knows his game isn't the same game he once had, right? But he's using the big man to his advantage, right? And this guy dished it out 12 times a night. I mean, and that's what elite point guards do. Elite guards. I mean, what I love them to be a little bit more up tempo at times, etc. Sure. But that's where Tyrese comes in. So when you have to match up versus these two guards, that brings teams a lot. That's a lot of trouble and a lot of sleepless nights when you got two guards that are completely different in their style of play, completely different. So matching up against that is not easy. It's not easy for teams. I think we got to give ourselves some credit on what we have, but can we get enough stops? What I've been shown in the second half of this season and before that is we've been getting those stops. We've been playing great defense, in my opinion.
What's nice to see also is Tyrese's 3-game didn't go away, right? That wasn't a mirage of a 1 year where he shot at the high clip and you're like, oh, maybe he just got lucky, right? Or he didn't shoot as much. No. He's that guy from deep now. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to shoot that high 40% from three and it's Bill. He's going to shoot that, but it didn't go away. It's not that it dipped back down to the low 30s to where you're like, all right, this is a 1 year. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. That's nice to see from him. Yeah,
no, and you said not far off, and we're just comparing a guard and a big man. That's all we're doing. We're not telling.
And I said without the championships. There's no comparing that.
It's just conversation, people. You know what I mean? Just buy in. But no, I mean, I can't wait for it to get here, right? We got 10 games left in the regular season. I am jazzy hand up about the playoffs starting and us going and proving a point. 10 games is obviously a few weeks. So any of these little naggers, get them right. Like, I don't care about the rest of the regular season. If we stay in the 3 spot, we stay in the 3 spot. It is what it is, right? You know what I mean? It is what it is. I don't care because at the end of the day, I got to beat somebody to get there. And I've had the layup lines that I didn't finish the job. You know what? So I told you, Greg, I told you a couple Wednesdays ago, boys, that I felt like it wasn't going to be a layup line in the second round just because of matchups this time, and that we were going to actually beat somebody that people think's better than us. And that's how we would get to an Eastern Conference final, right? Like, we would go beat somebody that, oh, wow, we beat them finally. Like, we would see Boston in the second round.
Right now it's Boston, right? Right now it's Boston.
Yeah. We would see Boston in the second round and beat them somehow and be like, oh, my God, we finally got over that hump. Like, we couldn't beat them all year.
Now. Yeah.
Yeah. And take that, Bill. All right? Take that. Guys are struggle, Boston. We'll struggle, boss.
Yeah, the next 10 games takes us through April 9th. So, yeah, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks takes us through April 9th.
And then you got a couple play-ins. And then
so playoffs probably won't start until probably
I think the play-ins start Tuesday. I think they play Tuesday, Wednesday, which means the playoffs will probably start Thursday, Friday of that following week.
Yeah.
That's probably what it'll do.
Right,
Knowing
so
the
what's
NBA, they'll probably go Friday, Saturday, Sunday to capitalize on the market TVs, which is what they do.
Yeah, that's why they make money. KZ, and I don't know how he answers, brother. You know, you're saying teams are eventually going to force Harden to score on the pick and roll. When that happens, how will Harden answer? Well, I think he's answered pretty good when teams have done that. I mean, for us to think teams haven't tried that, right? You know, then what?
Yeah.
You're gonna go double down on Joe on a pick and roll? You're gonna double Joe? That's not smart basketball.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying with the Harden and Embiid pick and roll. It's a double-edged sword, right? Because if you're gonna double Embiid down the post, he's just gonna kick it out, or even on the slip, right? If you're gonna slip, if he goes for the slip and double team off the pass from Harden, and leaves somebody open yet again, it's a double-edged sword right now, and they've been playing great off that pick and roll, great off the pick and roll.
You might not see it in the first round, but you're going to see a vintage James Harden game in round 2 and however long that we play, right? There's going to be a game where James Harden drops his 40, right? There's going to be a game where because he's going to have to, right? I mean, they're good. Throughout a 7-game series, there's going to be 1 or 2 nights where Joel's just not going to have it. You know what I mean? He's human, right? And it's the playoffs. You don't have to worry. Teams only have to worry about one team. Right, and so each night they can go back and game plan to stop that one guy. So you're gonna see a James Harden vintage game at least once in each series. Like I said, maybe not the first series because you're probably not going to need it, but especially that second and God forbid we get past that second round, that Eastern Conference Final, you're gonna need a vintage James Harden game, and I think he's got it in him.
And another thing too, I forget who somebody said it in chat with PJ Tucker. I agree with that, right? Can PJ Tucker give you? We all know PJ Tucker on the defensive end is going to help out and be with the rebounds and double teams and stuff like that and rotations. But can he give you enough on the offensive side? Well, we're not asking for 8 to 10 points every single game. Maybe 4 to 6, crucial points right there. Can he do that for you in the playoffs? And time again in the playoffs, he's been that guy for teams.
He's done it, right?
He gives you 6 to 8 points, and it's those big 6 to 8 points, right? To start runs, to hit that big corner 3 to stretch the lead out a little bit more. He's been that guy in the playoffs. So if he could do that again for the Sixers, that's another guy on that half court set that can put the ball in the bucket.
Yeah, Ralph, and you're right too. It's not even like you said. It's not even about the number of points, right? It's what we used to ask of Matisse. Right?
Well,
can you hit that open shot when it's there?
He did.
When you get that open shot, is that down?
He did it for the Bucks, their championship year, all the time, right? Sat in the corner and hit the big threes. He did it. He did it for Houston. Obviously, the year with Houston when they lost the series to Golden State, but he was a big factor in that series.
Yeah. No, I mean, heck, like
he did it with Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Did you say Milwaukee already?
Yeah.
He did. Yeah.
He did it with Miami.
Yeah.
I mean. He's always come up big in the playoffs, man.
So,
and his plus minus is absurd. And I'm not like
absurd. It really is.
This ain't goddamn hockey. I get it, right? But like people like early on, people were crushing him, etc. And I'm like, just relax, man. This guy brings toughness. He brings a communication defensively. He brings a track record. Those goddamn things matter at the NBA level. I always say it, man. Players coach in the NBA. All right, coaches are there. Right, but they're not like players got to coach on the court. You need a vocal leader on the court. Doc says it all the time. This wasn't a vocal defensive group, right, boys? All right, it wasn't.
You bring in a dog like that, then it's going to get really vocal.
Yeah,
on the defensive side,
and
100%.
you can see how it's helped this basketball team.
Yep.
Just on that, like any offense he brings you is a bonus, right?
100%.
But if I get great defense and I get communication. And I get the things that I was lacking. I mean, come on, guys. We aren't dumb basketball people. All right? When they signed them, we knew we had to go an extra year, probably more than we wanted to, right? Et cetera, to get a guy. But we knew we were getting.
Yeah,
we were getting toughness, right? We were hoping to get that from Montrez, but he just proved he's old, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's not the same guy anymore, which is okay, right? But at least we hit on one of the two because the other guy has proven He's still that guy.
Yep.
He's still that good defensively. He's proven it against Giannis, against other guys, against KD. When he's had those matchups, he's proven he can still get after it.
Yeah,
So,
Tommy, to your point, he's a plus 145
on the year,
Yeah,
a pretty good year. I mean, I don't know where that ranks out, but it just smells good. Seems pretty good for a guy who don't score a lot of points.
It's fifth.
Fifth.
We're sixth.
Yeah,
He's sixth. He's sixth.
In the league?
No. On the team.
Oh.
Sixth on the team. Joel, James, Tobias, obviously Tyrese, Niang, and then PJ Tucker. And then after that is Shake and DeAnthony Melton, and they're the only guys that are pluses. Everybody else on the roster is a minus, which is your bench, right? You know what I mean? Which is your bench, which is what our bench has always been.
And Chiquita's right. You know, PJ was a good pickup, and so is DeAnthony Melton. DeAnthony Melton's a really good perimeter defender. Mr. Do Everything is what Tyrese calls him. Pope says PJ brings defense and grit. Yep. That's all we needed after the Ben Simmons era. And you're right. We're right. They changed the culture, and it changed the smell of shit, right? You got to open some windows, right? You got to get some fresh air in, per se.
Got to light a match or two.
Yeah, you got to get the stench out. And this is what we did. And it takes a minute after you remove a stench like that. That's why anytime Ben was here and we lost in the second round, there's an asterisk now. There's an official asterisk next to that. I want everybody to know. Ain't nothing on Joel Embiid. Are you kidding me? We found out the true colors.
Yeah, Ben Simmons dunks that ball. You win that series.
Yeah, now we know.
Yeah.
We know. We thought we knew he was a kitty cat. We thought, that's a kitty cat. We thought it was a kitty cat. Now we know. Now we know that motherfucker purrs. All right? He purrs.
Yeah, he
does
purrs. And Brooklyn's feeling it, too. He's purring every day.
It's so funny seeing the Brooklyn
now they know. Yeah, now they know.
It's so funny, seeing it change and
It was
transition
Philly's
to what we've always known.
Remember, Greg? And all they used to say is, everybody used to say was, it's the Philly media, the fan base. They did it to him.
Yeah.
They did it to him. You got to try kissing his ass too. And he said, "Screw you. My money's guaranteed."
Yeah.
Here's a question: is Ben Simmons even in the league next year?
Yes.
Yeah, he'll be in the
league. He's under contract.
Unfortunately,
after his contract, I'm not too sure. You know.
I don't think he's getting another one. I'll tell you that.
There's someone in the league. It is funny too, because you look at you look at kind of the same wavelength of Carson, right? Not to go into that really, but who's out of the league first? Who's out of their respective leagues first? I think it's Ben. But I do think he gets another contract because there's some team in the NBA that there's some guy who's going to think he's going to fix them.
Yeah,
and plus, we've always known. We always know he's not about basketball, right? So put him on a team in LA,
right,
and I guarantee he wins a championship.
Yeah,
he wants the glitz in the glam. Right. It don't matter about basketball.
Right. No, I know he does. I know he doesn't give two fucks about basketball. We know that. But there's like you said, there's always that coach or GM out there that thinks, let me get a hands on this talent. I can fix him. Yep. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think early retirement is looming quickly for Simmons and for Wentz, quite frankly.
Quite possibly.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you, Greg. I mean, I think the other guy lasts longer in his prospective league. Somebody will always give him a 1-year deal.
Yeah, there's too many bad quarterbacks.
Yeah, that
and he might be one of them.
and Ben. Somebody will always give Ben a 1-year deal.
Yep.
Somebody's going to think that they can they can help him reach his ceiling. Well,
yep.
Good luck. Can't change what's between the legs. Well, I mean,
good luck.
I don't want to say that because you can nowadays, but you can't change what's between the legs, essentially.
Well, yeah, that's another thing with Ben too is you need to change the scenery. Well, you got to change the scenery. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's still the same thing.
He's the biggest.
They meant get out of the city. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Get out of a big city. How's Oklahoma for you?
Oh my god.
That's the middle
yeah,
of
right?
nowhere. Do you like earthquakes?
Does Vegas get a expansion team, and you can be the face of it?
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, there you go.
All right.
Bingo.
Hell, throw them with the brand new Supersonics when they show up again. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be Vegas and Seattle.
So good little Sixers talk, boys.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously we can get into some Eagles conversation.
They are.
They said
I think we have like 13 million left to spend. 13 million. Last time I saw. I think
Sixers next up on Friday. Friday late against Golden State as we get out of there. As we move
Is it a
on.
West Coast game?
It's a West Coast. So
Gotcha.
NBA TV, 10 p.m. Friday night.
Yep. So you got back-to-backers.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, Phoenix then too.
And then Monday, Denver.
Yep.
So
Oh, so you guys are doing
NBA
a West
TV.
Coast trip to almost end the year, huh?
yeah.
A little West Coast trip.
So it's
West
good.
Coast, almost overnighter. Just
Yeah.
let's just bang it out while we're here and get back.
Usually that comes in
Yeah.
like the beginning or like middle of the season for you guys. Usually you guys end with like all the Eastern Conference teams.
Yeah, I mean, you would think traveling-wise that'd be smart, but they didn't like that.
Yeah.
Eagles signed Nicholas Morrow on Tuesday. That's a good signing. You know, I mean, as a piece, you can't have too many. You can't have too many guys that can tackle. Right? It's never a bad thing having guys who can tackle. But you know, this is Nakobe Dean's job. I'm sure they're going to. Yeah, you know. So, but you need to have guys behind him, right? And you need guys who can play snaps. So I'm never against additions like that. You know, CJ goes. We got that news. Weird when it first happened.
Yeah, it was.
Like
I think he still has more tweets to delete, Tommy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's killed his. He. Everybody puts it on his agent. I don't do that stuff. I mean, these are grown men. All right, you put this on yourself. Like you lowered your value by talking. Like to me, I removed myself from social during those periods of time. I can't even say a word. You listen, I despise Jonathan Gannon as a football guy, right? So I'm right with you. But you can't tweet that, dude. You cannot. You cannot. You just called because people in this organization love him. So for whatever reason, they were going to give him the most money as a defensive coordinator in football. That's how much they stay if they got embarrassed in the Super Bowl. But regardless, okay, that's how they feel about him. So you got to know your room. You got to know the room you're in. He didn't know the room.
I never saw so many NFL players during free agency talk on Twitter as much as I did. I mean, they were advertising everything.
Jr.
Yeah, I was advertising. They were advertising everything. They were putting their own stats up and everything.
Their own stats, advertising
I
other players
in high school with like high school recruiting. You know, kids putting up their high school videos and.
Well, there you go.
Start posting their huddles.
The huddles. Yeah, the huddles. Yeah.
What do y'all think of the Sean Desai hiring? I mean, he's coming from a defense in Seattle that was ranked 26th in the league last year.
Yeah, I mean, you were their best players. So, good point. But I mean, supposedly he blitzes even less than Jonathan Gannon. I mean, I don't know. Well, I mean, I get it. It's a different NFL now. It's a different game than it was when Jim Johnson was a defensive coordinator here. But
he's been around a lot of good defenses, though, right? He's been around those Bears teams when they were good. He's been around even the Seahawks when they were good. So, you know, obviously you're right. It's a wait and see thing.
The new wrinkle, we're going to play 30 yards off the ball now?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, listen, his number, you know, he's been part of, like Greg said, good defenses. I'm good with anything new on the defense side of the football. So, like, I'm all in for anything new because you guys can tell me and everybody can tell me the rankings and the numbers and everybody can kiss my ass because you can kiss my ass. Because I could have got the same production. You understand? I could have got the same production. And people who think they know football they want to tell me, well, Tom, you know, you can't blitz all the time. Nobody says blitzing all the time. I got to goddamn pulse. On, you know what I mean? I got a feel. It's called a feel blitz. You understand? It's called a feel blitz. Something tape will never show you is the feel blitz. The feel in a moment. My guys aren't getting home. I need a spark. There's the feel. You don't got to be Wink Martindale. God damn it. You guys got to have a feel. So as long as this guy has a feel for that, we're Gucci. If you know what I mean, you ain't going to hear a thing from me because defenses get beat. In today's NFL, it's catered to offensive football. I get it. Offense sells tickets.
Yeah. And the biggest thing too is can he if he makes adjustments, he'll be loved here in the Philadelphia city of Philadelphia. If he just makes them adjustments, he'll be all right. He'll be all right.
Gannon sure didn't make too many in-game adjustments. That's for damn sure.
Never. It seemed like he never did.
Well, shit in the suit.
Ted, hold on, Ted. You leave on rants? Who leaves on rants? Who leaves on a good rant? You know what I mean? They said nobody ever. Nobody ever.
And that was a quick rant too. He's done already.
Yeah, I don't got it in me for long rants. And yeah, Ted, yes, Hollis is joining A2D Radio. Hollis Thomas will have his own show on A2D Radio. He will have another. I'll keep this name on the down low, but there will be another former Eagle that's might be looking to join him on that show. That's not a part of A2D. So some things to iron out, but
nice.
Yeah, guy was a good football player. The other guy was a good football player. One was on the offensive side of the football, the other was on the defensive side of football. So just leave it there.
There you go.
But yeah, sorry, back to what you guys were saying. Don, absolutely. Okay? Absolutely. I will kiss you for Kevin.
I
would love that. Yeah.
Look at Don.
Bring him home, guys.
Don the troll. You gotta love him. I love you, Don. I love the avatar.
I know, right?
The profile.
It's disgusting,
I love it.
dude. It's nasty.
It's awesome. I love it.
No, and
Don, the other thing too, like, I mean, real quick, getting back to the CJ, you heard throughout all camp too, whether we like it or not, right? But you heard through all camp, the team really likes Reed Blankenship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you heard through all camp they were trying to find ways to get him on the roster, to get him on the field, and then CJ came out like a ball of fire. So when this all happens, Howie's probably like, all right, well then we got our backup in Reed. Not to say they're done at safety. I'm not saying they're putting all their eggs into the Reed Blankenship because obviously they went out and signed the safety, and they possibly are probably going to draft one too. But the organization and Howie is known for this is obviously going to look at it and go, well, we have a guy that we really like. Whether he's ready or not is a different scenario. Yeah. So if you're gonna say no, I don't want your deal, then okay, then we're gonna let you go. Like it's. So I kind of find it like kind of like as that as well.
Well, let's face it, guys. This organization hasn't exactly been known to prioritize the safety position very heavily, right?
Yeah.
Especially now in today's NFL. I get it; it's a passing league, but it's clear that they prioritize the cornerback position on the defensive side of the ball over the safety position, right? And bringing back Slay and bringing back Bradbury.
Well, you can't have everything, right, Noah? No, to your point, you can't have everything. So you have to value certain positions more. So I completely agree with you. When you bring back Bradbury, you bring back Slay, air quote, right? You bring those guys back. It tells you that you feel that's a more important and valuable position than the safety position. Just like you would value, you probably value up front, like they value safeties, right? Like corners. Like that's it.
Shit.
So that's
what was it?
Defense.
Right, 15 years ago, whenever
they skip over linebacker, they skip over safety. They look at corners.
15 years ago, we let Brian Dawkins walk. Okay, so if we let Brian Dawkins walk 15 years ago, I don't think they really batted an eye about letting CJ go.
Yeah, CJ's just a great ball hawk. So he is. You hate losing ball hawks, right? You hate losing guys.
I hear you. 6 interceptions is nothing to sneeze at.
No, not in 10 games, 12 games or whatever he played in.
Yep. Don't really pay attention much to Joe Banner, but he did. He commented on something Ruben Frank mentioned, and he says, basically, Ruben Frank said they didn't let him walk. And he said, well, not matching that. He said, not matching this particular deal is letting him walk. But maybe he isn't as good as he was made out to be, and it's a smart thing to do. No one I talked to around the league had him as highly rated as the public in Philly did. Now, again, Joe Banner is what you can say about him. He's a lunatic, right, on Twitter anymore. But he's a guy that has done the job before. And talking about letting Dawkins go, he is the guy that let Dawkins go. So it's just an interesting perspective from somebody from the outside, right?
Aside from Malcolm Jenkins, we haven't exactly gotten great play out of the safety position over the years, correct? I mean, so granted,
the last two safeties that really played well, Malcolm Jenkins and CJ, we kind of fell into it, right? Malcolm came as kind of like a hybrid, and we didn't realize he had played a little safety in New Orleans, but he was still in that hybrid mode of sometimes cornerback, sometimes safety, and then played really well for us. And that was the same thing with CJ.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean, Banner's right though, because we did value him higher than the public did. I mean, we were talking $16-17 million a year. I think that's egregious, but that was the conversation. So yeah. I mean, we saw the interceptions, we saw the big hits, and those things are important when a guy's making those types of plays. Now it's similar to
we also saw the occasional missed tackle and blown coverage too. So I mean, CJ wasn't perfect out there by any means, but yeah, he did make a lot of big plays.
No, I'm not. Yeah, he's not perfect. Nobody is defensively, right? It's about timing plays, big plays, whatever. But the fact of the matter is that nobody did value him to that kind of money. So they overplayed their hand, and if he did less talking, somebody might have paid him big money. But when you do it for 1 year, it's hard for teams to give you money like if you did it for 3 years. Yeah. And that's what I say about Jalen right now, right? Not a shot. Just give me another year. You know what I mean? Love to see another one.
If he had back-to-back years like he did, right? If he had another year like this, he's getting 15 to 17 million.
Absolutely.
Back to Brinks truck.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, if he has 6 picks in Detroit again, you know,
somebody will be giving him that money.
Oh, yeah, somebody's going to say, all right, you've earned that. You've earned the proof that, hey, you're a ball hawking safety. So as much as the league might not want to value the safety position like they used to, that's why I think more corners
to get a ball hawk safety in a pass happy league too. I mean, that's
Ralphie. I would just draft corners. I would just draft corners that are hybrids. Not hybrids in college. I'll create you into a hybrid, right? Because you come into the league with cover skills. So if you come into the league, cover skills and ball skills, then I'm going to move you to safety. Where now you have to just be able to play on an island a little bit more, right? Yeah. Play in space a little bit more. Because now you're converting a guy who's a 4-4 guy at the safety position. Right? It's not about the big hits, right? It's like, yeah, you need a physical guy there. You can't have a Mr. Softy there, right? But you want ball hawks out there, man. I'm gonna miss tackles regardless. So I need to take the football away. That's how you win in this league. That's the facts of it. That's the end all be all. You can get to the quarterback and you take the football away. That's how you win. So I'll just keep converting, son of a bitches. Who's next?
And that's probably why Howie went with the back ended contract. Let's see if you have another year in you, right? Let's see if you can do it again. Yep. And then if you can, then hey, your second and third year is where you're going to make your money.
Absolutely. Greg, I do like the Greedy Williams.
Yes.
It's another addition we brought in. But the elephant in the room
stay healthy.
Yeah, he can't stay on the field. So talent's there.
And that's the same thing with Justin Evans, too. I mean, he also has the injury issues. I mean, I kind of like Sonny kind of feels some kind of void. 1 year, see if he rattles off those injuries.
Frank, you're right. Frank, listen, Frank, you're right. Because if you even hit on one of those two, it's a home run.
Hey, I'd be home run signings. Both.
Oh, if you hit on both, I mean, it would be a lot better than defensively than we think we are. But I think that if you just add a 1 out of 2, gives you the health and the production. That's a home run signing. There's low risk, high reward type signings of guys that were second round picks, that are at the end of their first deal and injuries, etc., held them back a minute.
That have talent or have talent, just
hit on both. We might be headed to Vegas in February.
Yes, please.
Right.
Yeah, not gonna be mad at you.
No.
Right. But yes, to Ethan's point, there's no way. There's no way how he goes into this season with Evans and Blankenship. He's gonna go out and get a guy. Yeah, I think it's Kevin Byard.
I would like,
right?
Yeah, Byard.
So I mean, that's the guy.
What's the name? Who else said it? It was it?
He'll smack you in the mouth too.
Greg. Yep. Greg bringing up Jeremy Chin from Carolina.
Okay. I don't dislike Chin. I like Kevin a lot more.
Yeah.
I think
Chin a little more younger though.
Yeah, Chin's younger.
He's
2020.
He is, but he's like a little bit of a in-betweener. Like there was talks about him on the linebacker. I don't really love that. I mean, he tells me he got slow.
He was a hot name in the draft, and you're right. He hasn't really put it all together yet.
Kevin Byard's been doing it for this for a few years now.
Yes.
So when you talk about, and he's a Philly guy too, which is fun. Not that matters, right? I just want guys who can play football. But I feel like he's a guy, just in my time watching football, like all you guys, he will smack you in the damn mouth.
Yep.
All right. So last year he had 108 total tackles. All right, that's a lot of tackles for the safety. 4 interceptions. 2021, 88 tackles, 5 picks. So that production, that ball production,
Tennessee.
Yeah, is absolutely there. So he is 29 years old. So I don't think that guy. I got no problem giving Slay money. So if we're in win now mode, like which we should be in,
we gave a 32-year-old a multi-year deal. What the hell?
I go get that guy yesterday. Like that guy's in my building for a visit, signed, sealed, delivered yesterday. Because I can give him a 3-year deal, and he's going to play at a high level for 3 more years. He's going to play to a high level until he's at least 32.
Sign me up. Get him in here. And let's get rolling, man.
Yeah.
Done. I can draft Brian Branch too. Makes sense. Yeah. Like I can't have enough guys to be able to play back there. They can play side by side. All right. Reed Blankenship don't even need to see the damn field yet. Back up for right now. Keep developing. We'll see where you are. All right. We'll see where you are when these guys get a little older. Rashad Penny. That's if he can stay healthy, that's another home runner.
Dude, what a deal, right?
Could be,
I mean, just pennies.
Well, that's what you're going to do with no money, right?
Pennies, man.
That's what you're going to do with no money. You're gonna go out, get these low risk, high reward guys that don't cost you a pick too, right? All these. So, and the other thing is too, we're losing all these guys. We're setting up to have like 37 draft picks next year because of all the compensatory picks that we're going to get for like TJ and Javon and all those guys.
Yeah, that's maybe why we don't. I said I think they trade out of 10, depending on who's there, right? Yeah. No, but I think they trade out of it because they're going to want to compile picks for this year. But there's a chance they don't, though, knowing how many picks they know have coming next year. Yeah. And that's why you see so much of these 1-year deals are given out. Because I think they're really looking to replenish draft-wise the following year. And you can't go wrong when you're getting 2 first-round picks in a second. Like, I don't care about anything after that. Yeah. If I hit 2 out of 3 on those, I'm in good shape.
Right.
Listen, there's no shot Eagles go Robinson at 10, huh? No shot?
I think it for
I
me.
Think the only way you go Robinson is 10 if he's like the next Marshall Faulk,
or
right. He's up there.
Or if Robinson is very high on their board, and if Dallas tries to leapfrog them in some way and try to take Bijan at some point, because I know a lot of the mock drafts they have Bijan going to Dallas, and Dallas is going to try to find some way to either jump somebody to get him. And
please do that. Please make that mistake again to trade up for another running back. I don't know. I'm in the camp of I don't draft a running back in the first round. I'm also in the camp of if you announce Bijan Robinson at 10, I might jump around.
Yeah, I'm in the camp. I don't do it.
Yeah, I'm with you, Tom. Yeah, I'm right there, man.
but I'm also in the camp that you want to go score 45 again?
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, like if it's
so tough.
if
Yeah,
it's a
listen, nice
hit,
50 burger every game ain't too bad. You know, I'll take that.
I don't care what the player is if it hits. If it hits and it's a game-changing talent. Listen, I agree with everything Wilson talked about in the group earlier. He's spot on. And I've said it, and you guys have said it. Like, you can put anybody back there, and they're going to be successful with Jalen and his offense bring and attack you with. But if you put special back there, like if he is special, nobody knows that yet, right? Until you're in the league. But if he's special, because guess what? That's a shelf life as a first round pick. So you have 5 years of control of it, right? 5 years of control of that, and then his shelf life's over anyway, per se. Yeah. So that's 5 years of go get it. Go get it. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? So if there's a year to do it, and that say he is that home run guy that can't miss, right? Then what all means go get the best player on the board. Like, you don't have to overthink it sometimes too. I'm not in the camp of drafting one there, right? But I'm also in the camp if guys like Jalen Carter and other guys that are real difference makers aren't there. Sign me up. Sign me up with a game changer, because game changers help you win. And we just talked about it's an offensive league. So I'm in Wilson's camp. I'm also in the camp that, dude, like Ralphie said, if it's a Marshall Faulk or a game-changing type running back, right? Then be my guest. Go get game-changing, because that's only going to help your quarterback, right? We saw what it did for Dak.
And take a look at it a couple of years ago when, there was the rumors of, hey, maybe the Eagles might go get Christian McCaffrey as their running back. I mean, if Bijan is that special, I mean, I've seen plenty of Texas games where Bijan has gone off. I mean, if he lives up to that standard, I mean, I'll be fine if we take him at 10. If he's that special and if he's high on their draft board, I'll be fine with taking him at 10.
Yeah, me too. Ethan,
the only thing that makes me leery of that is you better realize that you're really drafting this guy for a nice 3, maybe 4 year run here, and after that, as Dallas found out with Zeke Elliott, the tires can the tread on the tire wears really fast on a running back.
Some, I think they're different styles. So some don't drop off like Zeke did, in my opinion, right? And some can play. Some are special to their 32. Mm-hmm. That just depends. You know what I mean? That just totally depends. So I'm saying 5 year shelf life. If the guy's really good, right? And whatever the case may be. But that's a good starter. I'm in win now mode. So now I give a quarterback that's becoming more of a vet, a game changer at a position that's right next to him. Well, then sign me up. Now, if it's a miss, you fire everybody. So that's not on me to answer. You understand? You want to give me the job, then I'll tell you. But you know what I mean? I ain't getting paid to dive in to go back and watch every run and then meet a guy. Like, let me meet the guy. I'll tell you if he fits in. But no, I mean, Jalen Carter's another guy, obviously, that we all like. I mean, I would think I have some question marks, obviously.
Yeah, I'm more worried about the question marks, and if that's going to be a distraction. That's my big thing. Are you gonna? I mean, you got a great talent in him, but the other thing is, are you willing to deal with the distractions he might bring along with him? And I don't know what the team thinks about that, but it's like, yeah, he's a great talent, but it's like, do I want the baggage? Do I want the distractions?
You're right, Frank. Well, they talk to him, right? I mean, at the end of the day, if they talk to him, you start to find out a guy's character. They seem to be pretty good at that. So you sort of get your hands on it a little bit more. But if I'm going to go with that pick, I almost like the DN better. I almost like the DN from Georgia better. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now.
Nolan Smith?
Yes.
Oh, Nolan Smith. Yeah.
Yes.
I would be fine with Nolan Smith.
Maybe a tad high, but whatever. You know what I mean?
If you're a hit, if
you're a hit, you're a hit.
If you go get him, if you go get him, you and Kobe and Jordan were all part of the best defense in college football in 2 decades.
Oh, Yeah.
And Frank, you're absolutely right with the.
Then we bring in Kirby Smart after.
Yeah, right. Kirby.
Like Kirby.
Yeah.
When
He
we
becomes
trade
the
it,
OC. He
when we
becomes
trade
the OC, right?
the distraction from Jalen, but I have to believe if you're drafting him at 10, all those question marks were answered in your meetings, right? That there's going to be no baggage coming with, right?
Agreed.
Everything is either done in Georgia or by the time the season hit will be done, and then you're good to go, right?
Well, who better to go ask? Who better to go ask than the Kobe Dean, who was the defensive captain?
The two guys that you drafted last year, yeah,
and the guy who played next to him. So I mean, go ask some questions, find out about a guy, and you're right, Greg. If they draft him at 10, it's because they did their homework.
Yeah.
So if they draft him, I'll be ecstatic.
Oh yeah.
Him and Jordan back together in the Kobe. Oh, watch out, baby.
Yeah, because the other stuff doesn't
backup.
really get me, right. The weight and the bad pro day, that doesn't bother me at all. I mean, the kid had a lot of stuff going on, right? To your point, right? All the distractions, had a whole lot of stuff going on. But if the team meets you and then they like you, because the tape tells the difference, right? I mean, the game tape tells you what he really is.
It does. The only concern is this is your biggest interview of your life.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it concerns me a little bit. But again, I could meet the guy and get deeper into it and not have any problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there's also that's also on the Georgia State the legal side, bringing it to your doorstep, at the the eve of the combine too. You had like 6 months, like 3 months where you know what I'm saying? So the kid was probably thrown off. You know what I mean? He left the combine right away.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
If they give you the benefit of the doubt as an organization.
Exactly.
And be ecstatic because you're right, Greg. On tape, it don't lie.
No.
And on tape, he wrecks havoc.
He's a monster.
So, yeah, he wrecks havoc.
But Nolan Smith's another name. Oh my goodness. He didn't even play the last 3 games and they dominated on the defensive side of the football.
So Bill says, I know we want to take a running back in the first round, but Bijan is just not a normal running back. This guy is going to make history. CMC doesn't have anything on him.
That's high praise. CMC's really good.
That's like
CMC's really good.
Emmett Smith talk right there.
Yeah.
Dude.
The second
CMC.
coming of
Bijan's really good.
No, let's not get it twisted. CMC saved the 49ers this year. Saved the 49ers this year because they were horrendous before he got there, and they were great after he got there.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Their offense took a step to the next
100%.
And he arguably held Carolina to whatever they were.
Yeah, right? Slop.
That's interesting. That's high praise, Bill. And he's good. I agree with you. He's good. But
and the biggest knock on CMC coming through his draft was he couldn't run through the tackles, and then dude run through every single tackle.
Yeah.
I put a lot of that stuff aside when your dad played in the league, right?
Yeah.
And you had a whole family of football players. Your brother's a quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you learn that stuff. You learn that stuff real easy.
Yeah, I just watched 2 runs real quick just for funsies. You know what I mean?
He's head.
Dude, the one cutback might have been the
hurdle?
most. No, I'm not even at a hurdle yet.
The hurdle is disgusting.
Obviously, I've watched him before, but just going back and watch it, his cutbacks and running out of the RPO or you know what I'm talking about, in your foot into his foot.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's so quick.
That is the one thing. He is used to being out of the RPO, right? So he's not used to one of these.
So that's the fit right there, right?
That's the fit. Yo, I'm all fucking in. I'm all in. Sign me up. There's like my fifth run of the night right there. My 5th TD to the house. Because it doesn't matter who he's playing against. All out of the RPO. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
It's just game-changing speed too.
Yeah.
Like
once he gets past you, he's done.
It's game-changing. And his patience, it looked like his patience and vision inside the RPO is like sick. And he finishes at the goal line. Maybe the only case you could say is he runs a little high at times. But he doesn't run, but he's also 6 foot. But he doesn't run high. He doesn't run high before the tackles.
Right.
Before the line. He stays low before it. Dude, he ain't even right.
Mm-hmm.
That dude ain't even right. But we'll see. Wouldn't that be something, though? They never do that.
They'll never do
With
it.
the
No,
10th pick in the NFL draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Bijan Robinson.
I'm soaking wet. You know what I mean? Downstairs.
I'll be fine with it.
I'm dripping over here. I am a leaky
I'll be
faucet.
He's got a
drenched.
puddle underneath him right now.
Oh my goodness. Like freaking hard as a rock watching this. Sign me up for this.
Midnight.
Sign me up for this. I mean, this is disgusting.
It's nasty, man.
I didn't get to a hurdle yet. I don't even need to see no damn hurdle. I was just thinking 60 yards to the house. Here's against Bama. This is fun to watch. Now he's that's a deep ball. What a catch. Are you kidding me? He caught that ball? That's a running back. That's a running back catching that ball. We know his quarterback stinks.
Yeah.
Who was it? Sam? Was it
Quinn
Sam? No,
Ewers.
not Sam.
Quinn
Quinn.
Ewers.
Yeah.
Quinn Ewers, yeah.
Who is taking snaps at wide receiver, which means Arch Manning has already won the job.
No way, really? Wow.
Jeez.
I saw a video of Quinn Ewers running routes
Oh, that didn't last long.
from the wide receiver position.
Yikes.
So
That
that's
didn't
cute.
Yikes on bikes.
Oh, I'll tell you what, it's been quite a quarterback carousel down at UT.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
and no better degenerate to work him than Sarkisian.
Yeah.
Arch Manning. I can't wait.
Yeah, go have a beer with Sarkisian. Nothing
Yep.
can go wrong.
Nothing can go wrong there.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. So,
Yeah.
is that your number one priority? Is that the number one thing you want?
I mean, if they had the pre-draft visit already, I mean,
Kenny, I like Kenny. Kenny had a good burst, but I can't put all my eggs in Kenny Gainwell. Come
Dude,
on,
Kenny can run for 1,000, but Bijan might run for 2. So, I mean, you know what I mean, Robbie? Bijan might run for 2.
We'll run for 4. We'll all run.
I mean, I ain't mad. Listen, I am like the anti-running back early unless it's home run. This, to me, out of the RPO, looks like the perfect fit. Everything he does is home run. His cutback, it's like when you watch some guys, all they do is bounce. Yeah. He ain't always bouncing. He bounces when the inside's not there, right? And he cuts him up when he needs to. And everything's explosive. So when you have a quarterback like that and guys got to freeze, right? He ain't Quinn Evers, right? So now it's Jalen Hurts. The guy's got to freeze. Linebacker's got to freeze. Night. That would be Miles on steroids. All right, it's Miles on like a lot, like Barry Bonds steroids. You know what I mean? Like really.
I mean, I'm okay with Robinson at 10, given the fact that we have another first round pick at 30.
Exactly.
And you can always, if Howie wanted to, he can take the spot at 30 and try to trade up if need be.
Yeah.
At that point, what are you trading up for though? Why would you just not sit? Because if you hit the home run with Bijan, right? What are you trading up for? You know what I mean? I don't think there's anyone lower in the draft other than Bijan if you don't take him at 10, right? You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, true.
I'm with you. If Bijan's sitting there,
you happen to see somebody else,
10, I would
that falls a little farther than you thought. Maybe you're able to go up and get him.
Dallas has the 26th pick.
You're going to jump from 26 to 10 or 26 to 9 or 8 or 7? That's a big jump, dude.
It's going to be a huge jump.
That's a big jump.
Let me see.
But to your point, right, Noah, if you don't draft Bijan at 10, I see that 30 pick being moved to move up to the 20, 22.
Right.
Sorry, 21, because 22 is not a no, they do have picks. It's just Miami's forfeited. That high 20 to jump Dallas for him. I do see that. But if you're taking him at 10, I don't see anybody lower for the reason to trade up then. You know what I mean? I would just sit and wait.
26 to 9 or 8, that's a big jump, dude.
Yeah, that's a huge jump.
Big jump.
Yeah, I could see them. I could absolutely see them drafting him.
Dallas has 7 picks this draft. They have 1 pick in each round.
But is it going to be enough for them to jump?
That's what I'm saying. So you're
10.
you're going to have to get all the way to the top 10. You're going to have to include at least the first next year on top of probably the first 3 picks.
Dallas got power. They like them. You know, they're not going that route. They're going to go sign a receiver or something. You know what I mean? They got to build their trenches. And if they're smart, that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, Tankathon has them taking the
They already did their big splash. Remember, it was Stephon Gilmore. They already did their
Dame.
big splash.
I like Stephon Gilmore, though.
Yeah, me too.
And you can't not like him again next to Diggs either. You know, just as a football guy, right? You know, but listen, we're good. I don't know who the hell we're going to take. If we take Bijan, that's cool. You know, if we take a D tackle like we always do, or an offensive lineman, I get it. You know, if the guy can play, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? If the guy's a stud and ends up being a stud, I don't care who we take. So go ahead, Greg. I got to go pick.
Has Devin Witherspoon, the cornerback, at 10. Edge rusher from Georgia Tech, Keon White at 30. Jordan Battle, the other safety from Bama at 62. And then Jaquilin Roy, the D lineman from LSU.
What? Jaquilin?
Jaquilin. I'm telling you, it's Jaquilin. Go to Tankathon. It's Jaquilin. Jaquuelin. That's Jaquilin.
That's Jaquilin. Yeah, that sounds like a Jaquilin. Boy. I saw another draft mock from Tankathon where we took Nate Herbig's brother in the 3rd round. His brother's a linebacker.
All right, so here we go. Why Tommy's just for funsies here, okay? Funsies here. So according to Tankathon, at 10, Bijan is available, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So out of it, I'll give you 5 names: Bijan, Witherspoon, Skoronski, the O-lineman from Northwestern, Hyphen, Jackson Smith, and Jigba from Ohio State, Joey Porter Jr.
Yes,
Who
sir.
Who are you taking at 10? Just for funsies.
Let's see. Witherspoon.
And Bijan is there, so you can take Bijan.
I'll go outside the box. Give me Joey Porter Jr.
Okay, going cornerback.
Yeah, I'll go different.
I gotta say Robinson, but I'll tell you what, if Porter Jr., if in this instance, if he keeps falling and for some reason he's still there when, once you get around the low 20s of the draft, I'd consider trading back up.
I agree with you there. Yeah.
Depending on what the price is, if the price is right.
Yeah.
Come on down.
Yeah.
Contestant?
Yeah. If the price is right and I'm only going from 30 to say 23 or something.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, he falls down to the low to mid 20s. I'm pulling the trigger there. You can potentially have a first round where Robinson and Porter Jr. are coming to Philadelphia. And that would be quite a haul.
Yeah, he's definitely dropping because he was an early top 10 pick, and then obviously Gonzalez and Witherspoon have passed him in the rankings.
And a couple other guys dropped too. I know, like in one mock, they had Keely Ringo super high in the draft.
Yeah, Keely Ringo was a guy. I think
is it possible that
guys I've seen like drop
there at 30?
No, I think he goes in that mid area where he's at. Like right now, they have him going 14. Yeah. I think he goes in that 14 to 20 range somewhere.
That's what I'm looking at too.
I would take a chance on him because I'm going to bank on the pedigree, right? You know what I mean? Obviously, Daddy was a pretty good football player.
Mm-hmm.
In that spot, though, I can see them taking Skoronski just because that's what the Eagles do.
Yeah, Skoronski would be.
Can't be mad at that because
I take Bijan though.
Yeah, you gotta take Bijan
Because you solved your cornerback, at least for now,
He's
right?
an
You solved your
offensive tackle, correct?
He is.
Kid
yes.
out of Northwestern.
Yeah, he can play guard too, so I mean he could slide in there for Isaac.
Right.
But as of right now, I'm sure you're going to slide Juergens in for Isaac.
Yeah, Juergens will play
for now. It's definitely going to be interesting. What I do think though is, which I think is why a lot of the Bijan talk has picked up, is because when you bring back Bradbury for 3 years, you extend Slade for 3 years, you bring in Greedy Williams, you already have Amonte Maddox. That need to go cornerback at 10 isn't there.
Diminishes, diminishes, right?
It completely diminishes.
No one's going to hate it if you go there, right? But you don't have to now, right? So then,
though I would say if we do draft a corner at 10, they'll be in good company. I mean, you have two pretty talented corners.
Yes, 100%. And then there's your backup if Greedy can't be healthy, right?
Exactly.
There's
so
your
it's not
guy
like
for
you're
Greedy.
relying on Zach McPherson to be the next guy stepping up, or some guy switching over from safety to corner, or vice versa.
Well, if you do take a Porter Jr., it's not like he's not going to see the field. I mean, it's in the NFL now. I mean, there's a lot of 4 wide sets, you know?
Yeah.
So he's going to get plenty of playing time.
They have right now Bijan going 19 to the Bucks.
Yeah. No, I don't think he's going to fall to 19.
That
I
ain't
think
happening.
he'll be gone before we even get to 15.
Yeah.
Damn, 19, really? Shit.
The other name I see, I keep seeing thrown around with the Eagles is that Kalijah Cansey, the kid out of Pittsburgh. People keep saying he's the next Aaron Donald. I don't know. I saw Pittsburgh play. I didn't see an Aaron Donald on the field.
No. Me neither.
Yeah.
Their defense wasn't that great last year overall.
And people were claiming this guy's the next like Aaron Donald.
And like you take a look at some of the other D-line that kind of dropped out of the top 10. Miles Murphy, Brian Breezy. I mean, other targets that could fall further down that could land in our laps. I mean, I like
right,
Brian
Frank.
Breezy.
Both of those guys come from a really good program, right?
Yeah.
In Clemson, and those guys, you're right, have dropped.
Yeah.
In the mocks, right?
In the mocks, they dropped.
Yeah.
I mean, even when we were talking about, where's the Saints pick going? We see Brian Breezy, Miles Murphy up in the top 10. And even Tyree Wilson floating around. He's projected to go 6 to Detroit.
Brian Breezy, wasn't he a linebacker for the longest time? And then he moved to D end or D line?
I don't remember.
I feel like he was. I felt like just by looking at a
think
photo,
he was all-
I thought he was like a
D-line.
linebacker. Was he all D line?
I believe he was all D-line.
Who was the? I gotta look it up now because I was like, who was the kid that got kicked out of the national championship game?
Oh, I know who you're talking about too. Oh,
The James Skolowski. It might have been him. Yes, that is him. That's what I was thinking of. That's what I thought. Like Brian Breeze was in with Clemson was Skolowski. But no, those are other good names. It'll be interesting because with all the compensatory picks, maybe I don't think we trade out anymore.
How many comp picks do we even have?
I think we're getting 4. You have none this year. Next year we're getting 4.
Jimmy Kempski put it out there. Let me see if I can find his Twitter.
Yeah, I think we have 5 5th-round picks next year, and 3 of them are like comp picks or something. It's insane. So maybe we could trade those picks. Let's see. We have. All right, I pulled it up. All right, so
did you find it, Frank?
For next year, we have 1 first, 2 seconds, 2 thirds. One's a comp. 1 fourth, 5 5th-round picks.
Yeah.
3 of them are comps.
Jeez.
1 is a conditional from the Vikings for the Jalen Reagor trade, and a 6th.
Yeah.
Right now, Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft he put out, I think it was yesterday, I think so. He has just taken Lucas Van Ness, the edge from Iowa.
And he was also a linebacker too, right?
Yeah, he was. I'd be mad at that pick.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'd be mad at that pick, especially because I have a feeling I know who else is available, and that's not best available.
Exactly.
Because if he's at 10, if he's best available at 10,
that's a reach
all
at
hell
10.
broke loose in the top 9.
That's a reach.
Yeah.
That's a reach at 10.
But
I know he's going to be projected later in the first, but 10, no thanks.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I got to get up at 4 o'clock. I bid you a good evening.
See you.
All
See
righty,
you, brother.
Noah.
All right.
Pack that meat,
boys.
brother.
Huh?
Pack that meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a
Pick
weird
the
looking.
order, load the truck, and all that happy horse shit. Hey, yeah, quality above all else. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, see you, boys.
See you,
See
brother.
you, man.
Adios. Yeah, I'm looking at this draft. This is a very funky
What,
draft.
Jeremiah's?
Yeah, I'm like I see guys like projected to go second rounds in the top.
He
in the
has just
top-
taken 2 defensive linemen.
Yeah,
At 10 and 30?
Yeah.
though I do like Anudike Uzoma, but I see him as a round 2 guy.
I mean, it's essentially what the 30th pick is already.
Yeah, and even if we do go into round 2, I don't think he's going to be there by the time we get to our second round pick. Yeah, this is
It'll definitely be interesting, what
Yeah.
they do, because, like I said, the
like
need
Hendon Hooker, like at 23. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what's going on?
I like Hendon Hooker, but he's not.
I like Hendon Hooker, but he's not 23.
No, I would draft him over Anthony Robinson.
I'll draft anybody over Anthony
Yeah,
Robinson.
I think I would too. I think I would too.
Hendon Hooker could play.
Yeah,
Hendon Hooker had Tennessee
I
flying.
am not on the Anthony Richardson hype train. I'm not.
I can't
I
wait
like-
for
He's the
someone-
first quarterback off the board.
I can't wait for
It's gonna
someone
be
to blow their draft on Anthony Richardson.
I mean,
Oh my
Jeremiah
God,
has the
right?
Colts taking him at 4.
I would love it.
Yeah,
There's always that one quarterback in the draft that just gets so much praise, and then you
Anthony
watch them all
Richardson.
year, and you were like,
yeah.
I didn't
it's
see
Was
it.
he really
I watched
like
a lot
that?
of Florida football. He's
Yeah,
not
was he really-
good.
was
He's
he really
yeah.
like that?
Same thing with
and
Will
like when they're-
Levis. Same thing with Will Levis. Like I
Dude,
watched
Will
a
Levis
lot
came out of
Will Levis.
nowhere, dude. Nowhere.
Because he's not good.
You know?
Yeah.
I think it's just only going to be like Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. Those are the only two. I'm just like, all right. It's either going to be one of those two taken first and second overall, or actually no second overall. But
Yeah, I think Stroud goes. I think people are going to be turned off by the size of
Yeah.
Young. I'm not. I would go Young over Stroud. But I think Stroud goes to Carolina. I hope they get fancy and they go, Richardson or Levis.
yeah,
Like I said, for my money, I got Hendon Hooker at 3rd. As the quarterback. He's my 3rd quarterback, Hendon Hooker. He's really good. If he's healthy, he's really good.
Yeah, and he put Tennessee on his back, man.
Oh my God,
Yep.
yeah.
Put Tennessee
And then
on
you
his
saw
back.
what happens when he was hurt.
Yeah.
They were a shell, right?
Yeah, they were really they weren't that good at when as soon as he got hurt. They were terrible. Terrible.
They
But
have
he literally
Hendon Hooker.
carried
They have
Tennessee
Hendon
to all
Hooker
those
going
wins. this year.
72nd to Tennessee. That's actually a decent pick, although that
yeah.
would spell the end of my my Malik Willis.
So I guess Malik Willis is just not the person that. Well, he was that was another guy last year that just like came out of nowhere
Yeah.
that everybody like loved, right?
I think Malik's issue was the game was too fast for him,
Mm-hmm.
and as a passer, he couldn't process the game
Yeah.
as a passer, right? Obviously, he's got the athletic ability; he can run around.
Oh, he's
but that
very
didn't-
very athletic. Yeah,
but that
I'll
didn't
never
save
knock
him in the
on that.
NFL when you have to throw the football.
Yeah. in
Now
a
he can obviously
pass-friendly league.
improve, right? I mean, it's bad. It's bad when a guy like who came in? Who overtook him? Oh my God, why am I drawing a blank on the guy's name? He threw a fourth and 5. He threw a 4th and 16. He threw it 5 yards. Oh,
Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad.
He
it's
also
bad when,
played at Tennessee.
Yeah.
He did. But it just shows. I mean, Josh Dobbs stinks, right?
Yeah.
But it just shows that a guy who's been in the league, who's seen the speed before, right? Who knows how to process the speed and can see a defense from a pre-snap read, what he can do versus what a rookie like Malik can do. It was sad because I think Malik is better than Josh Dobbs, but obviously not right now. He's not. The next year's quarterbacks are going to be very interesting. The next
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Caleb Williams. You're going to have Devin Leary, the kid from South
Jersey boy.
What's the kid's name from South Carolina?
Oh, Spencer
Rattler.
Spencer
Rattler. Yeah.
Keaton
Slovis.
You're also going to have the Hartman.
Sam Hartman.
Sam Hartman's coming out. Yep.
The kid that transferred to Notre Dame. You probably have Derek May too. I think Derek May might be, or was he a true freshman or a redshirt? The kid from North Carolina.
I think he was. He was a true freshman.
Okay,
I'm pretty
so
sure.
then he's got one more year then. But next year's quarterback class is going to be very, very different from this year's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at the potential. Freshman. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of potential in this class, especially like names that we've seen for years.
Drake May.
Yeah, I think he might be 1 year too soon for next year.
Yeah, he's got one more year. Got one more year.
Yeah, I'm looking at all these names. I'm like, oh my goodness, so many names.
Yeah, I was shocked that because of the class, I was shocked Hartman didn't come out. You know what I mean? I'm shocked he transferred to Notre Dame because he's pro ready now. And I'm sure he just wants to get more tape. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't play all year at Wake, yeah. But he didn't play much. I think he was hurt. But no, it'll definitely be interesting to see where the Eagles go.
Yeah, I mean, we still have another month.
Can we talk real quick?
Yeah.
Trey, I gotta say,
the Phillies trade carrying Team USA.
Exactly.
What a shocker, huh?
And Trey is a fantastic shortstop, and he belongs to the Phillies. That's all I got to say.
Yep. Amazing, man.
Right? Amazing.
Isn't that beautiful to see? I mean,
I know.
I mean, the World Baseball Classic was phenomenal.
Dude, it was great.
I mean, the people who hate it and are against it are just don't like fun because that was the game at the highest level every game.
Yeah.
To have the way it ended last night against one of the best players right now in the game, and Ohtani versus Trout, which was one of the best players in the game right now.
Yeah.
And Trout, you couldn't ask for a better ending, man.
That was
you
it.
Literally couldn't. Yep.
What did hold on? There was a stat because people want to say like, oh, this was the greatest ending, like Les Bone, like, oh, this is the greatest ending ever. Well, where was Trout? What was Trout's part of that? Like, are you kidding me? Trout. Let me pull this stat up. It was something along the lines of he hasn't swung through 3 pitches ever, like less than 20 times in his career.
He missed
and he
2
swung through
meatballs.
3 pitches.
Yeah.
Ohtani gave him 2 meatballs, and he missed both of them.
You guys know why?
Oh, he missed both of them.
Greg?
Why is that?
We'll see if Greg's still locked in the baseball world. You know why?
Because he's trying to pull everything. He wasn't working middle right.
Yep.
I saw it all night.
Not his swing either. Like his swing is staying inside the baseball. He tried pulling.
He was off all night.
Yeah.
I know you probably didn't watch because you were working and stuff, right? But he was swinging at bad pitches all night. But here it is. I found it. It said, if you aren't impressed, you should be. Mike Trout has had 3 swinging strikes in 24 of his over 6,000 career plate appearances.
That's crazy, dude. That's nasty.
Meaning he swung through 3 pitches. It's happened 24 times in his entire career.
Man. That's wild.
So the fact that he did it with those – did you see how much that slider moved too?
Dude, that slider
was disgusting.
That's the best player in the world right there.
Oh, 100%.
I argued with somebody about that tonight. They tried telling me Trout was 2, and I said, not right now in his career, he's not. Unless he's healthy. If he's fully healthy, then I'll buy into that. And that's the only knock on him recently is just health.
Yep.
and that happens to players. But to say they're like this, they're doing Elliott Shore Parks and talk about winning in baseball and things that like aren't determined by one player is freaking comical, because it just tells me you're casual. You don't really understand.
Yeah, he probably thinks Derek Jeter's the greatest thing ever too, just because all he did was win.
Yeah, all he did was win. Yep.
Put Jeter on the Royals and see how good he is.
Exactly. Some of it's where you're located.
Yeah.
A lot of it's
great market to be in, huh?
Yeah.
New York, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
With unlimited payroll.
Yeah, unlimited and great closure too, huh, boys? Great
Yeah.
closer.
Oh, and another, you have a good catcher and
great catcher,
a great designated hitter, and some pitchers to go along with it.
Best cutter of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the list goes on and on.
Yeah, most cutters lights out, but the Phillies are exciting.
Yeah.
Phillies are exciting. Harper news is a positive.
Ooh, that's a big one.
That's positive. Maybe you're only losing for 50 games. But regardless, this lineup is really good, right? And
the concerning news though is the Hector Neris news. He had a setback today. He will not break camp with the team.
Who?
Hector. Oh, I'm sorry. Ranger Suarez. Why did I say Hector?
You said
Neris?
Hector Neris. Now I was like,
Yeah. I'm like,
Ranger
wait,
Suarez.
he came back?
Has continued. He had to pause his. They had to pause his throwing again.
well, he came back with the elbow, right?
It looks like Matt Strom will be that fifth starter when we need him early on.
That's not ideal early on here. When you talked about a guy like Ranger and a guy like Painter breaking camp with this team and being arms for you, that's not the kind of start you want. Now you can swing it, and the back end of your bullpen is lights out.
Yep.
So those things got to stay intact, right? If those things can stay intact, you can tread. You can tread the guys get healthy. But if you're going to miss time, I'd rather you miss it early. If you're going, if there's ideal time to miss, it's early.
Yeah,
I need my doggies healthy. Once we break All-Star break, right? Once we come back and we break the All-Star break, I need guys healthy. So, part of it's probably caution too.
Yeah.
But that's not positive. That's not positive news. But this lineup is positive.
Yeah, this lineup is really good.
I mean, even without Harper, it's like woohoo.
Yeah.
Alex had a great spring. Reese has had a great spring. Some guys that have been camped essentially the whole time. I've had really good springs. Not that matters, but it's never a bad thing.
Right.
Knicks, they're trying to really keep him inside the baseball more and trusting it. So hopefully that pans out. We've seen Schwarbs and Trey and JT. Well, not as much JT, but he's had big hits. But those two guys really showed out in the World Baseball Classic. So it's exciting stuff.
It is.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
1 week from now.
Yep,
1
right
week
now.
from now.
Right now. Next
So
Thursday,
excited.
baby. Next Thursday. And where do we open up again?
Noah DeGrom.
In Texas, yep.
In Texas.
Noah DeGrom.
Find out how good your lineup is real quick. But the
forgot
positive.
I forgot DeGrom is what. Yeah, I forgot he's there.
Yep.
I think playing in the World Baseball Classic actually helps players
I agree.
early on in the season. Like
Lots
hitters.
of man.
Trey's coming in hot. Let's go.
Yeah, like
Let's
hitters.
go, dude.
Not as much pitchers, right? But hitters.
Yeah.
Like pitchers are always trying to deal, right? But hitters, timing's always an adjustment. Yep. And these guys got a heavy dose of timing early.
Yeah, and you saw some good stuff.
Yeah, in a real competitive environment, right, Greg? So,
yeah.
With that being said, like I would expect those three guys to come in and, right where they left off. And listen, this isn't a team built of prospects. This is a team built of proven son of a bitches.
Yeah.
And when you have that, that's how you win in baseball. And it's here. It's here. Time's now. So they know it. We know it. Can your two horses stay healthy? We know the one probably will. Can the other one stay healthy? Yeah. And can Taijuan Walker stay healthy? So, and he's never really had durability issues.
Just early on in his career, but he's been a horse the last couple of years.
Yep, he's really changed that, right? So, if those two guys can give you a full run at it, then you just hope you get enough out of Wheels, right? You get enough out of Wheels, and then you can fill the gaps. Ranger comes back and he's healthy, and doesn't have any setbacks, but you got to trust that you have a guy like, Abel and
Abel's look good this spring too.
Yeah, you have guys down there that can pump it up a little bit. So, worst comes to worst, you go that route.
Yeah.
Or guess what you're looking for? You're looking for another starter. So, I mean, listen, it could be worse. It is what it is.
Could be the Mets and have Edwin Diaz out for the year.
Yeah, not a good start.
And Brandon Nimmo hurt himself.
Ooh.
We can answer this real quick. OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. Where do we see him going?
Ooh.
So he's definitely not getting 15 to 20 mil. So tell you that right now.
Dallas.
Dallas, good one. Gun to my head, Jets.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's Dallas all the way here.
Yep, Dallas.
Ralph, you gonna participate?
Yeah, I'm thinking of a team.
Oh, I thought you were just like dozing off.
You go Eagles.
I'm gonna say Baltimore. I'll go outside the box. I'll go Baltimore.
Or Lamar staying?
Yeah, might as well, right?
Yeah,
I think I was gonna say Bills, but I don't think they're in play anymore. But I think the Bills could use a guy like him.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to play in that weather either.
I agree, though.
Cold weather joints my tents up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Dallas is the home run for him.
Yeah.
Wayne's got a good one. He says the Chiefs. That's a good one.
I think the Chiefs. I kind of agree, Wayne. I think the Chiefs are going to be that team that now players, especially wide receivers, go for a 1-year prove it deal. Let me go play with Patty for a year, and then you cash in like Juju did with the Patriots.
With the Patriots, because we all knew Juju could play.
Yeah.
It was never if Juju could play or not. He bet on himself. He got hurt, right?
Yeah.
And then he had to settle and go prove he can do it again. And he had a good year. So
and the Chiefs are so cash strapped that they love those 1-year deals for a wide receiver, that low risk, high reward type of guy.
Yeah, I don't know why the Jets need it.
They just traded Elijah Moore.
Yeah, but they got a lot. They got skill position players there. They got the kid from Ohio State.
Well, yeah, you got Garrett Wilson. I still think they have Corey Davis.
They just signed Mikael Hardman.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I don't think it happens.
Alan Lazard. Yeah, but you're right. You're right.
They got Lazard. Like I don't know where they're with Garrett Wilson
and Corey Davis. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Tom.
Yeah, when you got Lazard and Garrett Wilson, I don't know what else you need. If you got Aaron Rodgers, right?
And then because Hardman then takes that place of Odell, right? Hardman is that Swiss Army knife that kind of roams the field. To your point.
Yeah.
When is that getting done? When is Rodgers getting done?
I don't know.
Whenever the Jets meet the asking price.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is the Packers don't. No rush for him, bro, because they got Jordan Love right there, right? We don't got to rush nothing.
Packers don't care.
No, well, our guy Braden on the City Never Sleeps on A2D Radio, who writes for the Jets Insider too. He thinks Joe Douglas sticks to his guns in a way too. Like it's not in Joe Douglas's MO to be trading 2 first-round draft picks. Like so
he didn't do that here.
No, he thinks he's going to hold on. He's going to hold on to that. If you want one next year, different story. Like 1, a third, whatever, because they're taking on a lot of money too.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Packers got to be realistic that you're not going to get a Stafford asking. You're not going to get the Stafford deal. You know what I mean? You're not going to get that. You have your quarterback, right? Supposedly. In Jordan Love. So you just got to acquire some picks, right? Acquire picks and get out of the money.
Yeah.
That's it. It's simple as that.
It's cute to ask for it, but when it comes down to nut cutting, you got to just take what you can get.
I don't know why, Ted. I don't know where OBJ fits in that though. Like I guess he does, but that's a pretty good 1 and 2 in Lazard and Wilson. Like I didn't know Odell was. I didn't know Rodgers was making orders that he wants OBJ, but I would assume Dallas.
He was on the wish list. Yeah,
I'm sure he was. I didn't see the wish list per se, but what I'll say is, to me, for him, Dallas makes more sense.
Right.
It just does. It just makes more sense. Like they need that number 2. They don't have the number 2.
Yeah.
And I don't like it because they're probably better than us. On paper.
Yeah.
With the additions defensively and him, that's scary.
Yeah, that would be good.
Because they always beat us anyway.
Right.
Like Dak owns us, like for some reason. Like he throws picks against the rest of the world, and also throw like 4 touchdowns, no picks,
30,
and go like
30,
7,
30 for 33, 375, 4. Yeah, it's just.
I was gonna say he starts off 17 for 17. Like is Dak 17 for 17 right now?
Yeah.
Don,
21.
Don, I had enough of you though too. I had enough of you. All right, I'm fed up. I like CJ. I'm upset. I'm a little upset about it, but I get it. But I don't. But I do, because like I would never make Bradbury a priority over him. But that's just me, and I wouldn't make Slay a priority over him. I can wrap my head around like wanting Slay, but I can't wrap my head around like going Bradbury over him. I can make the case for Fletch in a weird way, locker room wise.
Yeah.
Leader wise. But
there's a lot of people shit on that Fletch deal, and I get it might be a little bit too much money, but you couldn't lose everybody. You couldn't lose everybody.
No, it's a thank you deal too.
Yeah.
He took $15 million last year.
Yeah, it's another.
He took $15 million last year, and he didn't even have a pulse that year. Like
it's Jason Peters, except he can still play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Ralphie? That's
exactly
what
in our rotation. Yeah.
You're not asking to play 75 snaps next year.
Right.
I mean, if you are, then we got problems. But we don't. But guess what? I mean, that's where I circle back on a Linval Joseph.
Yeah.
I circle back on a Sue on a 1-year deal. You know, I circle back on those guys with like the understanding that early on, I'm not going to put you through wear and tear. Yeah. Right? Early on, I might only play you 10 snaps a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just here you go, a little 12-piece nugget.
You don't even have to come to camp. Don't come to camp. Just show off week 1.
Yeah. That's it. They'll get.
Camp isn't even bad anymore.
No, not here. And credit to it. I mean, we've had an overall pretty healthy roster.
No, we have. We really have. As much as we want to shit on them.
Is there a free agent you give up for 30? Wow. Okay, Bill.
One last question. Is there a free agent you'd give up 30 for? 30 mil or 30 the pick?
The pick. Well, Martian, is Kevin Byard a free agent?
No, he's still under contract. I'm pretty sure. Because they were supposed to release him or something, right?
Yeah.
I don't
have to give him. I don't have to give pick 30 for him now.
Hold on, let me check because last week they were supposed to release some, and I guess they didn't find. I don't know what.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, he's still with. They're still saying that he's still with Tennessee.
Yeah, he's still with Tennessee. Yeah,
I wouldn't give a pick 30 for him. I think you can give him less, but I don't know, Bill. I don't know if there's that player that I like. I want that bad. That's like disgruntled somewhere, right?
Well, I think he's saying 30 because to sign a top guy, we'd have to give up a pick. And I think our 30 would be the pick that we would give up, I think.
Okay, position in need. Safety.
Yeah.
So what safety out there has like that is young enough for them to give up 30 for?
None
That
really.
they believe that much in. You got to talk about like a 26-year-old, you know, is somewhere around that age that is an up-and-comer. Right? Like, it's got to make sense. I don't know who that player is in that position. I would need to, like, sleep on that, right? I would actually
just
need
thinking of, like, I mean, Kevin's, like, the only one out there that's been making the noise safety-wise after CJ, right?
Yeah.
Through this whole thing, it's always been CJ, and then if when in doubt, go Kevin. That was basically it, those two.
Yeah, but Minky ain't young anymore, Don.
Yeah, there's
for 30.
Like a guy like Bobby Wagner is too old, right? There's a couple names that I just saw, but I don't think I give it up though, right? But there's a couple names that are intriguing. I look at Yannick Ngakoue. He's only 28. The end. DJ Chark, he's only 26.
He could be
Wide
your
receiver. And then these two are really intriguing to me. Dalton Risner, he's a guard. He's only 28. And Isaiah Wynn, he is a tackle, but I think he's multiverse. He's only 27. But I said, none of those guys I give up 30 for. Those guys, I'm intrigued by the name. The other guy that you see out there too is Frank Clark, but he's 30. I don't give it up. He's too old. Not that I wouldn't sign him, but
you want to talk about like 4th round picks, 3rd round picks. Give it up for some guys that are good names, sure. But I don't need to give up anything really, because Bill, I need guys under control for a minute. So, but that being said,
that's what we're fighting through right now, Tommy. Right. You need guys under team control where you know what they're going to make.
You got to hit.
And I know I mentioned this before in a couple of chats. Like, I think this offseason, we're paying the price for missing on Rieger. We're paying the price on missing on Dillard, right? And missing on Kayvon Wallace. Those guys becoming like players. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we then had to go out and do other things to replace them guys, right? You had to go draft Devontae Smith to make up for Rieger. You had to go trade for CJ because Wallace wasn't the guy. You know what I mean? And stuff like that.
Yeah, but do I need to give up 30 for DJ Chark? I don't think I do. That's the difference. I don't think I have to give up 30 for him.
Yeah, no, he's definitely an interesting name. I don't.
Right? I don't think I have to go. I'm all in. I'm in. I just don't. I mean, you want to talk about a 2nd or a 3rd? I'll have the conversation for the 3rd, for my 3rd round pick. Sure. For a proven player per se that could fit in here. Okay. But I'd much rather take 10 and 30.
Yeah.
And Bill, I'm with you. Like, I like DJ. I just don't need to give up 30 for him.
No, I'm not doing that.
I need those 2 picks. And one, we already talked about it. Bijan Robinson. Bijan. Honey, Bijan. All right, boys. Anything else?
No, all good.
No.
All good.
Ralphie, MLB The Show. Tomorrow.
Yeah, it comes out Friday, baby.
Baby.
Thursday morning. Yeah.
Yo, family, go subscribe to our Twitch channel.
Oh my God, shut
Yes,
up,
sir.
Siri.
All right, go subscribe to our Twitch channel. Ralphie's playing over there, 4 to 6 every day, Ralph?
Yep, 4 to 6.
4 to 6. Going to start
Been
playing
playing
MLB The
22 for
Show.
this past week. Trying to
Get
get my
back
swing
into it.
back in order.
Get back into it. I'm doing the same thing. I'm this last week during work, like in between meetings. Hopefully no one's watching at work. In between meetings, play a couple games.
Yep. Trey Turner's got a 99 card on opening day. I can't wait.
The World Baseball Classic cards. I hope they have a programmer on the World Baseball Classic. That should be
Ralphie, you should let people challenge you on MLB The Show and play it live.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So if anybody wants to send gamer tags right over at Ralphie on Twitch.
Come over and get smoked. Let's go, baby.
I love it.
Great show. Great Sixers talk. Great Sixers start tonight on a 17-0 run.
Oh, yeah.
Real statement. Obviously no Harden tonight. We'll keep an eye on that. And, Doc said it was like a mild sprain with Joe. So it's just precaution. You know what I mean? So no biggie there. And
just fall back to the 4 seed so you see Milwaukee instead of Boston in the second round.
And you guys are off until Friday, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Friday. Saturday, Monday.
Guys get rested. Bill already sent in a request. Get over on Twitch, guys. Come on. Go grow our Twitch out with us a little bit here.
Thanks,
right,
I appreciate you, brother.
Ralphie's giving it his all over there. All right. Grow up, Peter Pans. So there's the programming and notes that we talked about. Hollis Thomas. Hopefully start in the next few weeks here. Keep everybody updated on that. And obviously we got shows going off every day. And we'll be adding another young pup, another guy in his early 20s, 21, going to do a national baseball show. So
nice.
We cover the Phillies here. Great. So, we don't necessarily need more Phillies, but national, we love our baseball. And he's gonna be starting the show every Monday, 6:00, 6 to 7. And he'll be starting the next few weeks. So listen, we keep growing it for the people. Keep growing it. We love you all. We can't thank you enough for your support.
It's awesome.
We appreciate you. Ted, the hockey show was supposed to start last Wednesday, just some issues, nothing serious. But that will be getting going soon. All right. So it's on its way. Don, you already have a show. You're on every goddamn show. I love
yes,
you, Don.
you do, Don. You do need a show, brother.
You do need a show. You really do. But listen, we can't thank you guys enough. We can't
Want to cover the Lions and CJGJ for us?
Yeah.
Just go walk around, keep track of them.
The running tracker for CJGJ.
You do like daily vlogs with CJ.
So what do you say to your haters back in Philly?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Let's go put a mic in front of his face the whole time. We'd like to thank Gleason's Bar. They're located at 6700 Mill Creek Avenue in Levittown, PA. Use our promo code A2D. Get 10% off your order whenever you dine in, take out, or online. Gleason's Bar and Steaks.com is where you can find them. They're delicious.
Yeah, I was bummed I couldn't get up there this last time.
Trivia night.
Oh, you never got up?
I didn't get up to them.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
We're brought to you by FanUp. They're the best way to enjoy fantasy sports. Use our promo code A2D. Get $50. Write it, sign up. FanUp. Download them on the Apple Store. You guys are going to love it. I promise you. For No Eaton, no longer with us. Frank Vespi, Greg Milakovic, Ralph Delavecchio. I'm Tom Arnone. We love you. We appreciate you again. Hit the subscribe. Hit the like. Turn your damn alerts on. And go follow us on all our socials for great content. We love you. We out.